channel. My name is Kansi, soon to be Mrs. M. If it's your first time here, thank you for joining and welcome. Please like, share, subscribe, the whole shebang. Anyway, let me get straight into it. Today we have a story time. I love story times today. So today I'm going to be talking about the engagement story, how I came to be a fiance. Okay, excited. Okay, let's get into it. So first of all, when we used to talk about this whole thing, you know how when you're in a relationship, you obviously talk about, my dream proposal is this, my dream proposal is that, guy used to promise me the world, guys. Like, guy used to tell me, when I finally propose, everybody else is going to be they're gonna re-propose because mine is gonna be lit. It's gonna be on a yacht, there'll be flowers, there'll be that. But I mean, through all of that, it's not like I had like massive expectations, but I had certain expectations, like I was like, okay, it's probably gonna be like well planned, roses everywhere. I'm gonna be like, well, fast forward. So what happened was, it was on my birthday. Actually, the engagement wasn't on my birthday, but the story starts on my birthday. It was on my birthday, and then we had plans for dinner. Okay, so plans for dinner ended up being me being spoiled. So I was taken to this nice place. I will attach a picture. A nice place. We went there. I was dressed so nice. I was really dressed really good. Royal blue, everything. So the morning before, I bought flowers, he bought gifts, he bought me a nice pair of shoes. So in the night, it was like, please wear those shoes. I'm like, okay, nice. Okay, so a part of me was like, what if today is the day? But then, I was just like, okay, well, it's okay. It's dinner. Let's go for it. So eventually we went for dinner. We went to this amazing place in town. It's called Glipap. And they had this setup done, a romantic setup. There was like roses on the table. There was like balloons. There was like champagne. It was fancy. It was nice. So we got there, had the food. The food was great. Guy was like in love. It was nice. It was vibes. Anyway, we enjoyed the night away. We talked, we laughed, we had fun. It was really great. We took a lot of pictures. It was really cool. And then at some point I was just like, okay, probably this is not happening today. Anyway, I got over it. I was like, okay, fine, let's just enjoy my birthday. Let's have fun. It's fun, And then we went back home. Right, the end of the night. Okay, cool. Good night. Fine, sharp. And then the next day I was going to work in the morning. So the next day I woke up, I went to work. People had seen pictures, so everybody's like, where were you yesterday? You guys look nice. It was nice, it was fancy, it was cool. And then he was off that day. Okay, all right, I went to work. I spent the day working. Cool, great. Afterwards, on my way from work, and then I see a text message. Hi, what's up? I'm like, good, how is it going? It's like, not so good. I don't feel well. I'm like, okay, what happened? He's like, I don't know, but please get here fast because I'm not okay. Something is wrong. So I'm like, okay, what is wrong? Like, what's happening? No, there's just stuff happening with me. I'm really sick. Now I'm freaking out. Like, okay, is it something that he ate? What happened? It's like, no, I am vomiting blood. Like, how does one vomit? Anyway, it's fine. So I'm like really panicking. Part of me is trying to call people who's here at home to try and go check up on him. Nobody's picking up. The network is crazy. Anyway, I'm just like, okay, fine, let me get home. I'm texting him the whole time. What's happening? Where are you? What's going on? Tell me, are you okay? Did you drink pills? Did you, I'm trying to understand the situation. Fast forward, he stops replying. So I'm like 5 minutes away and he stops replying. So I'm calling, dude, nothing. He's not picking up. And now I'm like super freaking out. Okay, fine. Eventually I get home. The first thing I didn't even come to my room to leave my bag. No, I was like, okay, I need to go check. I need to go see what's happening. And then I rush to his floor. I rush to his room. I'm knocking the door. Nobody's speaking. I'm like, oh my God, guys, what's going on? You know, I'm calling, nobody. Knocking, nothing. Calling, nothing. Okay, eventually I keep knocking and calling and knocking at the same time. And then eventually he opens the door. He opens the door, he's like, oh, he's in a bad state, guys. He's looking really bad, like sweaty. He doesn't have a shirt on. He's really looking sick. Like, I'm seriously thinking, okay, something is off. What is it? What can I do? Let's go to the doctor. You know, I'm panicking. I'm like in panic mode. Even I'm all sweaty and like frustrated from what's going on. You know, he's like, no, I'm sick. Please help me. Get my shoes. Let's go. So I'm still like frantic, trying to find the shoes. Where his shoes? Okay, let's go to the doctor. You know, I have my work bag with me. I haven't even changed. I'm like in my clothes that I went to work with. I'm looking all crusty and sad. And then as I'm busy trying to find the shoes, I turn, Umuntu is on the floor. Okay, so in my mind I'm thinking, okay, whatever is happening to him, maybe it's getting worse. Let me try and help him. So as I'm trying to, no, dude is on one knee. It took me a moment. It literally took me a minute to figure out what was going on. He's on one knee, so I'm just there like, okay, what happened? He's holding out a box, guys, a small, you know, those little boxes for rings, those things. He's holding out a box on some. I know you. Oh my God. It's like, I know you wanted this to be special and big and everything, but then I decided to do it in private. I'm just there shocked, scared, even like pissed off that how can you play like that, and like shocked, like, okay, what's happening right now? And then he's like, he said a whole lot of things, like he said a whole speech. I couldn't really hear anything. I was just there looking at him like, what? It's like, yeah, please, will you marry me? Oh my God. Next thing I remember, I am like ugly crying, like crying, like crying, like ugly crying. Oh my God. And I have a ring on my finger, and like it took me a minute. I couldn't even process. It was out of the blue, you know. And I didn't even know how to feel. Like I was happy and angry and like sad but happy, you know. It was fun. And then yeah, that's how this baby came about. And then yeah, so when I wore it for the first time, it was huge. It was massive. Like it was like literally falling out of my finger. So yeah, the whole night I was like, everyone I was meeting in the corner was like, oh my God, I'm engaged. Look, I'm engaged. And then I wore it for that night. Had to take it off for resizing the next day. So I couldn't even tell people that I got engaged. Only the few people who met me that day like knew that it had happened. And I didn't even have, do you know what made me mad? Was the fact that he couldn't even set up a camera somewhere in the corner to say, okay, let's at least record the moment, take a picture of the moment. Nothing. The only picture I got was like afterwards when I was taking a picture to show my mom, because the first thing I did was like picture, family group, mom, look, you know, and everybody's like calling and everything. And my mom only called me the next day because she was already sleeping. It was like late at night. And then my brothers are calling, everybody's like excited. So I only started announcing it with that picture. I would be like, guys, I got engaged. What? Okay, where's the ring? Here, picture. It was weird. Anyway, there was no footage, nothing. You know, I was like, why would you do that? At least put a camera, you know, so at least we can have something to look back at. But was I happy? Yes, of course. And I think as much as I wanted it to be in front of people, big and everything, I was happy that it was private because I really ugly cried. Imagine that it had happened in front of people. It was not gonna end well. But anyway, was yeah, that's the engagement story. So eventually the ring came back after like resizing it twice. You know, funny story is the whole time guy kept coming and he would do this, like he's measuring my finger, and I'm thinking, okay. And then he would make me wear rings, and then he would take the rings, and then he would keep them. So I figured when he finally does it, he would at least have the right size. No, he went and he bought like 3 times bigger sized ring. So we resized it the first time. And then when he came back, it was still falling off my hand. We returned it back. We resized it again. And then yeah, this time around it was fitting. Actually, we tried to resize it again because it's still a little bit loose. But then they were like, no, if we keep resizing it, it's gonna get damaged, it will mess up with the diamonds. So eventually we're like, okay, let's keep it like this. Still turns and everything, but it fits. So yes, that's how I became engaged, a fiance. Mrs. M, soon to be Miss M. Bye guys, see you again next time.